listening to Frey. Starting right now. Here's your host, Alfredo Leon.
Thank you, Elliott. This is indeed Frey. Let's begin with major news occurring in the NASCAR community. That's right, as we got news about a swap going on at Hendrick Motorsports, as the major change will be occurring in the NASCAR Xfinity Cup Series, as William Byron will be driving the 24 car and Chase Elliott the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports. This was 3 weeks after owner Rick Hendrick said Byron was ready to move to the Cup Series. Here's what Byron had to say, according to NASCAR.com, about Hendrick. He asked me what my thoughts were about driving a 24, said Byron. I was just ecstatic just to know that I'm going to have that number and that history there. The history there. Hendrick Motorsports made the announcement on Tuesday night, August 29th, that Byron will compete in the 24 car in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series in 2018. That will be when he'll make his debut in that series. Meanwhile, his teammate Chase Elliott will move over to the 9, as stated earlier, as he currently competes in the 24 car. Here's more from Byron. For Chase to be in the number 9, Byron said, as he currently competes in the Xfinity Series and drives for Junior Motorsports. I raced Chase in a late model race a few years back, and I remember how cool it was to race against him. Now we're teammates and working side by side, and both have those numbers. Means a lot. Byron was supposed to be in the 5 car, which was originally what it was announced to be, as he was going to replace Casey Kane, which is currently the car that he's driving now, 5 car. The number will not be used in 2018 at all, as we'll get into details about that later. The number 24 has been used in NASCAR dating all the way back to 1950, but it wasn't until a fresh-faced Jeff Gordon started driving the car in the 90s, in which it was competitive and won races. For 20 of the 23 years he competed full-time, Gordon parked his car in Victory Lane, in which it felt like all the time, and won 93 races, 4 championships, 81 poles. Also won 3 Daytona 500s, 7 Southern 500s. He won a lot. He also won the Winston Million. He won a lot of he had a lot of accomplishments there. It's really special for me because of how much it means to Hendrick Motorsports and the legacy that Jeff Gordon and everybody on that team left behind, Byron said. It's a really neat connection for me, something that I will take a lot of pride in, running the number, and hopefully be able to make my own name with it and be able to keep the legacy alive. Elliott ended up driving the 24 car after Jeff Gordon retired in 2015 and has had success in the car. He has finished 10 for better in almost half of his starts driving the car. Elliott has posted 16 top 5s and 3 second-place finishes as well. The 9 car has a lot of history in the Elliott family, as Chase's father, Bill, scored 38 of his 44 wins in the 9 car, including the 1988 championship and the 1985 Daytona 500 victory, and came back from 2 laps down to win the 1985 Winston 500 at the Talladega Superspeedway. Pretty amazing there, especially at that time with no restrictor plates. Much harder nowadays to come back from that, especially in the restrictor plate era. Bill Elliott also drove the 9 car with Abraham Motorsports from 2001 to 2003, when Dodge came back to NASCAR in 2001, and won the 2002 Brickyard 400. He also had his final win in the 9 car in 2003 at Rockingham Speedway. According to Hendrick officials, the crews will remain the same as the 24 crew, but the 24 crew will become the 9 crew, and vice versa, as the 5 crew will become the 24. Basically what it's saying is that the crews will just have different numbers, but they'll all stick together. It's like a swap, sort of, similar to what happened in 2011 with Jeff Gordon's crew swapping with Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s crew and so on there. It's such an honor to take over that number, Byron said, taking over the 24 car. It's something I never would have imagined. It's an honor, and it's something I really look forward to. I know there's a lot of success behind it. I was looking at Jeff's stats, and it's incredible what he did with it. As stated in a release by the team, Elliott wasn't sure if he would drive the 9 car in quotes. It's a huge deal to my family and everyone back home in Georgia, said Elliott, and I hope all of our fans will be pumped to see it back on the racetrack. There's a legacy attached to that number, and I want to carry it on. I think it's awesome that Hendrick Motorsports and Napa wanted to do this. It's impossible not to be excited. I agree with that, as this is something that's come very close to the Elliott family. As I said, his father Bill winning a lot of races in the 9 car. Even Chase has had success in the car as well. Elliott won the 2014 Xfinity Series Championship while driving the 9 car for Junior Motorsports. This year, Byron is second in points and has 3 wins while driving the 9. Byron said that the 9, quote, really started with Chase at JRM. It's been a good number for me, but it's not a number I would want to have in the Cup Series. I think it's always belonged to the Elliots, and it's something that's special to them, said Byron. I'm really looking forward to the 24. and I think it's a new chapter for me and something I'm really excited about. Hendrick Motorsports has other cars as well, such as the 48 car of 7-time series champion in Jimmy Johnson and the 88 car of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Earnhardt Jr. will be retired at the end of the season, and the car will be taken over by Alex Bowman. Hendrick originally founded All-Star Racing, which preceded Hendrick Motorsports in 1984, and knows a lot about the history of NASCAR and what the number 9 has meant to the Elliott family over the years. They've contributed so much to our sport, Hendrick said, and I'm happy we could honor that history by bringing that number back. Hendrick did make a stipulation though. I told Chase we'd only do it if he promised to win a bunch of races, so I'm going to hold him to that, Hendrick said. Hendrick also said that putting Byron in the 24 car was a, quote, fit factor. And that's what I see with William in our organization, Hendrick said. He reminds me a lot of Jeff at that age with regard to being a special talent and having a great head on his shoulders. Here's more from Hendrick. But William is also his own person with his own career ahead of him. It's going to be fun watching him jump into 24 and show what he's capable of. As far as not running the 5 car, it was by far the hardest, quote, the hardest part of the car decision, according to Hendrick and Jeff Bodine, who won the organization's first race in 1984, and Terry Labonte won a championship with the 5 in 1996. Other notables drivers that piloted the car included Kyle Busch, who won Rookie of the Year in 2005, and Mark Martin, who finished second to Johnson in 2009. The memories and the history will always be there, Hendrick stated, and I won't rule it out bringing it back someday. Never say never. Pretty incredible accomplishment there by Chase Elliott and William Byron. Pretty incredible what they're going to go through. As Chase Elliott, like I said, he's gone through a lot in driving the 24 car, having to live up to Jeff Gordon, and now he's going to be driving the 9 car in 2018, having to live up to his father's side. But I'm sure he'll be able to live up to that because he's had success driving the 9 car in Xfinity Series, winning a championship there, and as a rookie in 2014, being the youngest person to ever win a championship in NASCAR Touring Series at the age of 18. And he's had a lot of history with the 9 car, as I said, with his father Bill winning 38 of 44 races, as I said earlier, in case you missed it. And he's had a lot of success as well in the 9 car. I'm sure he's going to be able to live up to his hype, the father's hype. The 9 car has won a lot of races with Bill Elliott, like I said earlier. And I think Chase will be able to live up to that hype, and he will be able to have some more success in the 9 car, knowing that it's his family car. Maybe there'll be a little bit more pressure from him, being from Dawsonville, Georgia, where his father's from, and the Bell, every time his father won races there, and to do that with his son as well. So being from like the Elliott family, Chase will be able to have a lot to live up to. I think he'll be able to live up to it because now he's driving his family car, number 9, which is something Bill won most of his races with, according to last one at Rockingham, and the notables at Talladega, Daytona as well. So I think he'll be able to live up to that hype, and him having to live up to the 24 car and the 9 car, he's got a lot to live up to, having to live up to what Gordon did and what his father did as well. So that's a lot to live up to for a young driver like Chase Elliott, and I think he'll be able to figure it out, and that's a lot for him to live up to. And he's able to embrace it, the hype, and he's had some success in the Cup Series. He just has to eventually figure out how to get the victory lane. And I'm sure now that the news has occurred, he wants to get a victory in the 24 car before he ends up going to the 9 car in 2018. So we'll see what he does there. As far as William Byron's concerned, this was a good opportunity for Byron to see what he can do in a 24 car. He's probably going to be sponsored by Liberty University, as that's been his sponsor throughout his NASCAR career, dating back to the K&N series when he first started there, driving the 9 car in that series as well, I believe. And he's had some history with the 9 as well, driving the 9 car in the Camping World Truck Series and currently in the Xfinity Series. Even though he drove the Truck Series, he drove for Kyle Busch Motorsports at the Toyota. It's still the 9 car though. So he won't be driving the 9 car anymore. And he said he didn't want to do it anymore in the Cup Series. I can understand that because that's a lot to live up to that 9 car. Based on the Elliott family and Elliott tradition, like he said, it's all about the Elliots. And that makes sense. That's just showing respect. There's like the 3 car belonging to the Earnhardts and Childers family as well. So just certain numbers are applied to certain drivers and certain families, and sometimes other drivers don't want to have to live up to that pressure, as William Byron would have had to do if he were to drive the 9 car to Cup Series. But he was going to drive the 5 car, so it was totally unexpected. I did not see any of this coming. I was not expecting the number swap to occur, but I'm not surprised that it would happen because of the tradition the Elliots have had with the 9 car. And the thing is with William Byron, him driving a 24 car, he's got a lot to live up to Gordon's hype as well. And his legacy as what Elliott has had to do the last 2 years driving a 24 car. So we'll see what happens there with Byron. Him living up to the 24 car. We'll see what he does. He's a very talented driver. He's quickly moved up through the ranks, moving up to the Truck Series. And 1 year in the Xfinity Series, he'll be in the Cup Series next year. So he's moved up quickly to the ranks. So Hendrick Motorsports has a lot of expectations for William Byron driving that 24 car. He's got to live up to from Jeff Gordon. And he's ready to embrace it. He says that's an honor. He didn't expect it. And I agree. He's going to have to live up to that hype of the 24 car like Elliott has done with the 24 car there. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you are new. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.